Welcome to Math 99 for winter 2026. I'm Chuck Devangi. I'm your instructor for this course. And before we jump into looking at pieces of WAMAP, talking about the class, just let me emphasize that I understand my job as helping you know the things that you need to know and being able to demonstrate them so you're successful in this course. So it's stuff you need to know if you need to use it for another class, if you just need to get through this class. My job is to help you do that. So please, if you're feeling stuck, if you have questions, message me. Messages right here in WAMAP. Send me questions and let me work with you to help you get through this class successfully. Stay on top of stuff and maybe even work ahead. You'll do great. All right. So you've already looked under getting started. You're watching this video. You know that there's some stuff that you need to do. So let's just look at the structure of WAMAP and of this course, expectations, that sort of thing. So if you look at announcements, this will at least come in at least once a week. Announcements for the week, what to do for that week, maybe what the topic is. If someone has asked me a question that I think is a really good question that I want other people to see the answer to too, I'll post it here in announcements. WAMAP, I really like using WAMAP. It's laid out. I've laid out this course so that here's my view. So here's all the course. We have all the weeks. Weeks come out 2.5 weeks before the stuff are due on them. So you can see week 1 and week 2 already. The structure, I think, is really good. There's stuff to do for the week. These are the topics in the book we're working out of. I have a lecture here for them. You can click on it and watch it. There's homework set, problems to do out of the book that I'll talk about. And then also in the week, there's quizzes and forums. Each week, we'll have some quizzes that I'll talk about and a forum. And you should be doing this forum first day. So there'll always be a prompt. You respond to that prompt. Click on this, respond to that prompt, and then that's by Wednesday. By Friday, you reply to at least one other person's prompt. If you look at week 2, again, more chapters out of the book, more lectures, that sort of thing, and homework sets. There's a forum for the week. There's a practice quiz that's due on Wednesday and a time quiz that's due on Friday. And I'll talk about those in just a moment. So looking at here, I'm in resources. If you have classes, you can post them in this questions. You can post them in this forum right here. I'll answer them or another student will answer them. We have 2 different textbooks in here. We're only using the second textbook for these sections out that are labeled as 8. Everything else will come out of algebra and trig. We have a printable course calendar and a syllabus. So let's look at the syllabus. I'm not going to read the whole syllabus to you. You can tell there's lots of stuff that you can just read. I want to highlight a couple of pieces. One, this is not a self-paced course. So things are scheduled. They're due on certain dates. Exams happen on certain dates. And so you really need to be on top of it, make sure that you get your stuff done. I release stuff early, like I said, so you can always work ahead. I think that's a really good idea. Also, when you're working, do a little bit each day. Don't cram it all into one day. That's my tip to you. You'll retain it better. It's better practice. Keeps it forefront of your mind. Grading scale, this is how percentages will turn into letters. One thing to realize, this class is over at the final. So the final is done. All work must be submitted by 11:59 p.m. the day before the final exam. So no submission will be accepted from the day of the final going onward. You get 6 late passes, and they can be used on practice and time quizzes, not on forums, not on exams. So percentages. So the homework, if I get back to here, maybe take a peek at, for example, 2.5. This is homework. These are problems out of section 2.5 in your book. This is not something that you need to submit. They're not graded, but it's really good practice. Do the practice, send me questions about it, and you will feel good on the stuff. You got exams in the finals. They're online assessments. Each exam and final, the day that it's due, it opens at 8 p.m., it closes at 10 p.m., and any 2-hour window in there you have to complete it. You can choose when to do it. So when you click start, time starts running. You have 2 hours to get it done. They will close at 10 p.m. So if you start at like 9 p.m., you're shorting yourself some time on the test. Also, I strongly recommend you submit your scratch work after completing the exam. It'll give me a chance to see if you just made like a little rounding error or something like that. I can give you points that you earned, whereas if I don't know your work, I'm going to assume that you don't know how to do the problem. All right, we have practice quizzes and time quizzes. Practice quizzes, this will be like on the content that we're recently working on. Practice quizzes, they're not timed. You can work on them at any time. You get 4 attempts on every problem on a practice quiz, and they have to be done by 11:59 of their due date. I'll come back to forums. Time quizzes. If you're good on the practice quiz, you will be in great shape for the time quiz, because time quiz, the practice quiz, practice for the time quiz. You have 2 hours to get it done. It's plenty of time if you know the content. They start as soon as you click on them, just like the tests. You have 3 attempts per problem for the time quizzes too. So a couple things to note. If you ever are not sure, round to 3 decimal places. That's just a good rule of thumb in any math class. Also, if you feel you've been shortchanged on a question, there's an auto grader. And I, though, go through after the due dates and I hand grade everything to make sure, the auto grader makes mistakes. But if you ever are like, I think this is right, and the auto grader is marking it wrong, just message me. I'll take a look at it. I'll give you feedback on it and let you know. Additionally, forums, we have forums. Forums come out Wednesday. You post. It's pretty clear what to post, and then you reply by Wednesday to someone else's post. So an example of that in week 1, there's no practice test, but there is a forum. Here's the introductions, when it's due, what to do. I'm going to take a quick peek at week 2 as well. Look at the quizzes and forums. Practice test, practice quiz, time quiz, due on Wednesday, due on Friday, and a forum with a prompt. And then you go on from there. Another thing in resources is a printable course calendar. Look at this thing. It's printable. You could print this thing. Here it is right here. This is the course. It's all laid out, like I have everything planned. The structure of this, if it's italicized, it's kind of a weekly regular thing that's due. That's when it's due. You can always do it early. If it has just a number, 2.5, 2.6, those are problems. Those are like sections in the text. Boom, boom, boom. 8.1, those are the asterisks. That's that other text. Also, we have the exams on here. Exam 1, exam 2, and the final. You have this calendar. Print it. Print it right now. Go ahead. Just pause the video and hit print. Great. And you printed it, right? You didn't. Print it right now. And here's why I'm making kind of a big deal about this. You know the dates for these exams. So if before the exam, you're like, I have to go visit my parents, or I have to work that day all day, you can message me, and we can prearrange for you to take the exam on another time. Or if something terrible happens, talk to me about it. We'll figure it out. But if you message me, you're just like, hey, I forgot that the test was on this Tuesday. I'm not going to let you take it. So you need to know when the exams are. Take it on that day. Again, if something's really terrible happens, let me know. But if you just I forgot, I'm sorry, you can't take it. Same with final, that sort of thing. I know it sucks, but you can do it. So print out this calendar. You'll know when everything's due, and you are in good shape. Oh, on the exams too, there's practice exams. Practice 1 exam available. These are like the practice quiz to time quiz relationship. Practice exams are going to be really helpful. I'm going to shift it over to instructor view yet. The exams will fall into here. Notice this says exam 1 practice. It's basically a version of the test. You get to take it and get feedback on it. And then you'll be in good shape for exam 1. Okay, so again, last thing on this calendar, yeah, print it out. Don't miss any deadlines, and you'll be in great shape. So you are set to go. We've got this get it started thing. You've watched that video. Dive into your week 1 stuff. Again, on these lectures, you can always work ahead. Oh, the textbook resources, it's in here. Here's the 2 textbooks. These are open source textbooks. You don't have to buy anything. If you click on it, it'll take you here. Table of contents. Let's say you're looking at section 2.4, right? Click on here. Here's all the content. Do like peruse these and before you watch the lecture or after, whatever you prefer. If you go all the way down, that's where you're going to get the homework problems. All right. Hey, again, welcome to class. I want to say, like I said at the start, my job is to help you get through this class. Send me questions, be proactive, do a little bit every day, and you will be great. Oh yeah, and print that calendar. All right, looking forward to working with you.